Every attorney who has ever dreamed of owning their own law firm has had the same question. What if no one hires me? What if no one calls? And I get it. You're licensed, you're smart, you're polished, you have the drive, you have the Pinterest board, you have the colors picked out. But in the back of your mind, you still hear this small voice saying, what if no one calls? What if no one hires me? And here's the truth. Clients don't just show up from nowhere, but if you build a client catching system that catches their attention to convert them into lookers and consultations, then you'll never be stuck wondering where your next client is going to come from. Today, I am going to show you how to build that exact client catching system. This is the Attorney Cheat Code Podcast, where we will give you the tools necessary to fast track your way to law firm ownership, to not just create the law firm, but the life of your dreams. My name is Alicia Jones, and I am a Texas-based attorney. If this is your first time here, then welcome. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified of future episodes. And if you have rocked with me before, then thank you so very much for coming back. Today, we are talking about a client catching system. And I know that getting clients feels scary. It may feel overwhelming. And when you're about to launch your own firm, you have more questions than answers. When you're about to step out and stand on your own 2 feet, you're thinking, oh, this is scary, right? So one thing that comes up a lot is the fear, and it's that silence of launching your own. You're excited about it. You have told everyone about it. And it's just like, a 90s episode, a 90s sitcom episode where that one person has planned a great party. They've invited the whole school. And then at the end, nobody shows up and it's just crickets. Sometimes we think of our law firms in the same way, that we're building it. We're excited. We've told people about it. And then as soon as you open the doors, it's just you and your mom and your dad. And there are no clients, there are no referrals, there are no phone calls. And that is the fear that we live with. Or maybe you're thinking that you're just playing a role because you don't really know anything about marketing. So when you're putting yourself out there, then somehow you're comparing yourself to all of the other attorneys with the billboards or the ads on the radio, and you are just playing a part because you don't understand marketing. And so you're comparing what it feels like to be in the business for a while, and you feel like you're an imposter. Now, the other fear may be you're asking yourself, can I actually handle a firm? Can I handle all that it takes to create a firm? Because it can feel so overwhelming. And it's so much to consider. Where do you start? What do I do first? Do I build a website? Do I hire? Do I make sure I'm going to get clients before I get an actual office space? Do I choose an office location close to home? What county do I want to be in? Where's my office going to be? How many inner offices do I need within my suite space? Do I want an office that people can just walk up to? All of these are questions and thoughts that are very, very overwhelming, to the point that they can be paralyzing if you will allow them to do that to you. And of course, we're going to talk more about that today, but what you need is a system. So if somebody is interested in hiring you, then what happens next? What steps are you going to take them through? What do you do? How do you talk to them? What are you going to discuss during the consultation? What information do you need to make sure that you receive from them during the consultation? How do you set your fee? How do you tell the client or potential client what your fee is and what is your fee structure? Now, if any of these questions or any of these topics have hit home for you, then these are all fears. And these fears have tried to infiltrate your mind. But I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're absolutely in the right place. And you're not foolish for dreaming of having your own. You just need a system. So let's get into it. This is where we are going to flip the script, and this is our cheat code. You don't need hundreds of followers or an expensive marketing team or expensive marketing plan. You need a client catching system. Of course, you need to know who your client avatar is, but you need a system to catch them. Now, what is that, you ask? So glad you asked that. It is like a link to book your time online. In short, it's your intake system. So you have an intake form that someone's going to fill out, and you're going to have a few questions that will pre-qualify them. For instance, if you're doing criminal law, but you have people that are filling out the form for family law, then that's going to be a waste of time if they actually end up on your calendar. So you want to also think about, what questions do I need on my intake form to make sure that I'm getting the right people on my calendar? And then, of course, you want to have a reminder and automation that's going to email that person as soon as they book. Hey, here's your confirmation, and here's your reminder of your upcoming schedule, of your upcoming appointment with attorney such and such, right? This translates to the client as a seamless system. This is what's going to make your small firm feel big. So when they see you, they like you, they book, they confirm, you're good to go. Now let's think about what it looks like holistically. So you're at dinner. Let's say that you're out with your family and someone is scrolling on social media, they're scrolling on Facebook, and they see a post that you've created and they like it. They're intrigued by it. They want to know more. So now they go to your website and they find out more about you. Then they locate the book me link because it's easy to find, and then they book with you. They choose a time that works for them. They are on your calendar. Something like Calendly is going to say, here's your confirmation. I'll text it, I'll email it to you. They're going to answer a few questions though before they get to that place to make sure that what they need are in line with the services that you offer. Then this system is going to take that potential client through that process of booking with you. And now from their standpoint, again, they saw you, they liked you, they booked, and all the while you're at dinner eating some surf and turf with your family. Calendly at this point will even send a Zoom link for them. So you didn't have to lift a finger. You didn't have to step away from dinner to take that call. You did not have to qualify that client or potential client. All you had to do was create the system for them to walk through seamlessly to make sure that when you show up the next day for work, or when you show up and you want to take that call or whatever day they've scheduled, because it works for them, you show up, you're ready to provide the services. This is a system that each one of us needs. And of course, with your client management system, either your Clio or your Lawmatics or your MyCase, those types of systems are going to have your intake forms built in. Now, you want to make sure that that intake form is not too long, not too convoluted, because when someone wants to reach out to you, they want to fill out something kind of quick, move on to scheduling. Calendly is going to then talk to your calendar to make sure that the time that they've chosen is a time that you're actually available. And again, all you've done is set up that system once, and now it continues to work for you day and night, every single day, nights and weekends, no time off, no holidays off, no sick days. It's working for you. Of course, then it's time to take action, right? So this week, if you're listening to this now, I want you to go ahead and choose a scheduling tool if you have not yet. And don't just choose it, but actually choose the tool, purchase it, and then let's go ahead and create 3 to 5 intake questions that are going to qualify the type of client that you want. You don't want them to get to step 3 and then figure out that this is not the right client. So you want to make sure that once you set up that process or you set up those questions, do a test run, make sure it works, send it to a friend, let them book, make sure that it works. Just in case you're wondering where this fits, we have a system starter kit, and that goes into your system stack. We talked about systems in a previous episode, but you want to make sure that when we're talking about intake, we're really diving in, and this is what the intake process looks like. It is an actual system that moves us from fear to freedom. Systems are what make small firms feel big and what make big firms feel seamless. So when you build your system, you are buying back your time and your energy and your confidence, and you're setting yourself up to actually grow exponentially. This episode is not just about the fear, but it's about dispelling the fear and about creating a client catching system. The fear of you not being able to get clients, the fear of you not being able to grow, that fear will feel very real, but your ability to solve it is within you. You don't need to wait until you're drowning to build a raft. You need a system now. So you want to make sure that you build the client catching system so that when your firm starts to grow and you start to add other team members onto your team, then they can come into a very well-oiled machine. Now, the cheat code, we're talking about systems. We're talking about freedom. So when you're going through that process and you're thinking about intake, you, of course, have to start with who is my avatar, like I mentioned. Who is the person that I want to service? What is their name? What is their age? Where do they work? When they see the firm, what type of process am I taking them through? When they see the post that I make, is it connected with my firm? Are they clear on how to book with me? When they go to the website, is a user-friendly process when they're going to the website and they're looking through? So they're seeing your name, there's maybe the About Me page, maybe not. Some people do care about that, but what is the service and how do I book? That is what should be most prevalent on your website. It is, this is the firm name, this is the attorney, so they're able to easily match that up with your social media, your TikTok, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your Facebook. They want to make sure that they have the right, for instance, me, the right Alicia Jones. So they're seeing the picture and the colors here on the Facebook and on the posts and on the reels, and they're going to then go to the website, and that needs to mirror, that needs to match so that they know that they have the right person. And then, of course, they want to be able to understand what are the services that you offer. So for me, because I do estate planning and because I do probate, it needs to be, and it should be, and it is very clear on my website what those services are. What is also helpful for clients when they're coming to your site is to teach them. We always want to educate our clients because a lot of people call my office, for instance, and they think that probate is the same thing as estate planning, but it absolutely isn't. So if you're able to educate them, now you've not only set yourself apart as a thought leader, but you've educated this person. They're even more intrigued. They want to know even more about you now. They want to really hire you now because of the services that you have said that you offer, but because you're able to also teach them. So now they feel empowered when they come to your firm. So now they understand, like for instance, when I said earlier, if you're doing criminal law and people are coming for family, you're talking about criminal law. You're talking about maybe the legislative updates. You're talking about how the laws are impacting our community. You're talking about a certain sect of society that you want to represent. Maybe you want to help out young men ages 18 to 35. You want to make sure that they can get their records expunged. That should be crystal clear on your website. So when someone comes, they know, okay, I'm coming for criminal law. I need an expungement. This is the website. They're explaining what an expungement is for me. Maybe you're not going through all of the qualifications. It's very case specific or person specific, or maybe it depends on the year. There are a lot of details that you have to go through. But you want to tell them expungement. This is a definition of the expungement. Let's talk about it. Book with me now. That should be very clear. Book with me. This is how you book with me. This is the cost to book with me. Or here's a link to a free consultation to book with me. Answer a few questions. You want to think about your client experience. Think about yourself. When you go to a website, do you want to fill out 20, 30 questions? Do you want to give up personal information if you're not already sure that you want to hire these people? I'm going to guess no, because I know I don't. If I'm not sure that I want to hire you, I'm willing to fill out just enough so that I can get on the calendar, so I can meet you, so I can have a consultation, so I can learn more about you, and then make an educated decision as to whether or not I'm about to give you thousands upon thousands of dollars to assist me with whatever issue that I'm having. So that means for you, for the attorney, for the cheat code attorney, you want to make sure that your website is very clear and that they know how to book with you, and whatever that cost is, if there's a cost associated with, how to pay it. So they find you, they see you, they like you, they go to your website, they're ready to book. You have it very clear. This is how you book. This is the time. These are the offers. This is the time that I'm available. Book a time that works for you. They're booking, and I use Calendly, so that's what I have a point of reference for. So they book on Calendly. They're looking through times and dates that work for them. They are booking, but again, we're going to answer a few questions, but you want to have those questions set up so they're conditional, so that if they do not qualify as a client that you would actually prefer, or for someone that you can provide services for, then go ahead and set up your Calendly to go ahead and let them know, actually, this is not a service that we offer. We appreciate you coming to the site, or some type of nice message that lets them know that they're not the client for you. So then they're not wasting time booking and waiting for an appointment next week with you just to find out that you don't actually do family law, So You want to make sure that it's very clear. And then if you have the ability to go ahead and kick those people out, not kick them out, but rule those people out that are not a good fit for your firm. Once they have confirmed with Calendly, they're then going to receive an email or a text confirmation that says, hey, you booked with this law firm for this time, for this day. Here's how you prepare. Now, this is what is really going to set you apart from other firms. Send a video of how to prepare for your case evaluation. For my office, we do strategy sessions. So here's a video of how to prepare for your strategy session, how to get the most out of your strategy session, especially if people are paying to have time with you, then they want to get the most out of that. And they really don't know what to expect. It's like us when we go to the doctor's office. For those of us that are not medical professionals, we go, and if you're anything like me, you get there, you ask a few questions, but as soon as you walk out and get to the parking lot, you have 5 other questions that flood your brain. But if you allow your clients to know and you give them a roadmap of where you're going to go during that strategy session, it's going to make for a better meeting, not just for them, but for you as well. You're going to get the pertinent information that you need to properly assess their case to make sure that it's something that you can actually assist them with. And of course, once they've confirmed and you've sent in the videos, another thing that they're going to need is an email reminder or a text reminder. Hey, your appointment's coming up. Hey, 15 minutes away from your appointment. I'm one of those that I'll see it an hour and I say, okay, I have an appointment in an hour. And then I get to working and I look up and, oh, I'm 2 minutes away from my appointment. So those reminders are clutch. And I'm sure there are more people like me. You're probably like me. Those reminders are clutch to remind and to let that client know, hey, your appointment is coming up. You want to go ahead and log into this Zoom link that I have emailed you or this Zoom link that I have texted you. The client is not thinking, oh, this is such a good automation that they have. The client is thinking, wow, they really have good follow-up. They really want to make sure that I'm there for my appointment. They have really communicated to me to make sure that I don't forget my appointment, or that if I need to cancel or reschedule, I have the opportunity to do that. So that when you get there as the attorney, you set aside the time on your calendar, you have your notepad in front of you, you're ready to go, and that person actually shows up so that you can provide services to your community in the way that only you can. That Zoom link is clutch again, because that Zoom link is going to have the date and the time. Again, that sets you apart. And all of these things happen up until the point that you sit down in front of your computer with your legal pad, or if they're in person. All of these things happen without you having to lift a finger. That is your client catching system. How do they see you? What do they see? What grabs their attention? What are their pain points? The people that you want to serve, what are they looking for? Who are they looking for? What are they thinking in their minds when they're searching online and when they're searching on social media, where they're asking their friends and family members? Because it's not just the clients that see us, it's their cousin that knows that, oh, Shayla does have this issue and this attorney seems to know what she's talking about. Or yes, my friend's son just got locked up and I know I need a really good criminal attorney that understands the law and that's compassionate about our community. Again, I say it all the time and I will continue to say it. No one can serve your community in the way that you can. That is why you are here. But we're building a firm that works around us, not the other way around. Not a firm that is going to break us down. We're not building a firm that we have to run and escape from in the next 3 to 5 years. We're building a firm that can continue to grow and that will continue to service clients in the way that only you can. I believe that you can do it. I know that you can do it. And I want to make sure that you're successful. So that's why I have the form that's going to be added to our system stack. We talked about a system stack in previous episodes, just making sure that we have a good foundation. And this part of our system stack, if you want to know where that goes, I'll make sure to have the link in the episode description. But if you want to make sure that you understand where the client catching system goes in the system stack, then review that. It's really about how you're bringing people in, how are you bringing those clients in, how are you ensuring your success, doing what you can and making it easy for clients to find you, book you, and pay. That's what you want to make it easy, to find you, book you, and pay. Think about Amazon. When you go on Amazon, you don't even have to go to the cart sometimes. It'll say, you want to buy this now? You just swipe right here and you can buy this right now. You can use whatever impulse you're having right now on this Amazon, something that you don't need because you saw it on TikTok. You can use that impulse to go ahead and slide and swipe and go ahead and confirm that purchase. That's how we want to make it for our clients. We are dispelling the myth and we're dispelling the fear that you don't have the ability, that you don't have what it takes to own your own law firm. Look around you. Everyone can do it. If you are here, that means that there's something extra in you, that you know that you want to own a law firm. You just need to know where to start. And the best start right now is your client catching system, that intake system, to make sure that people can find you, like you, learn about you, pay for your time, pay for the services that you can offer. Woo! It's a mouthful. So our next episode, we're going to talk about our next fear, and that's going to be paying yourself, paying staff. Those are the episodes that are coming up. But I want to make sure that you understand how much I appreciate you and how much I believe in you. Because I started from nothing. I didn't know anyone here in Texas. I'm not from here. So I had to believe in myself because there was no one around me outside of my brother and family far off. There was no one else to say, hey, here are some clients, or here's a firm, just make it grow. I'm just going to give it to you. It's already going and I'm going to tell you what to do. That's not what happened. And I'm guessing for you, that's not what's happening for you either. But that does not mean that you cannot be successful. I know that you can, and I'm here to support you in any way I can. If this episode, if this information has been helpful for you, I would love to hear about it. Send me a message, put a comment below the video, and make sure to share this with another aspiring attorney. You got this. I promise you do. So until next time.